Hi, my name is Carl Spade. I'm currently the store manager for the New Neighborhood Market and Tangerine Plaza. I would like to extend my appreciation for all our potential applicants who are standing in line this morning, as well as all city officials here. And I'd just like to thank the community for their support this morning here, turning out for our grand opening of the hiring center of Walmart store number 6400. We are extremely pleased to have the turnout that we had. We had some great response from the city leaders, from the community, and we would just like to express our appreciation and say thank you for all that. We are very extremely happy to be here today. As you can see, we have a great potential applicant pool, so we're excited about getting these guys in and getting them into the application system and selecting them for candidates for store number 6400 of Walmart. We're extremely happy to be able to provide 95 jobs to the community. We're extremely happy that we want to help our customers and our associates save money and live better. So that's our Walmart brand, and that's the brand that we stand behind, and we will continue to stand behind that brand.
Real quick, we understand what was going on prior to Walmart making the decision to move into this store. We're really excited that we have an opportunity to come into this market, to be part of this community, to bring goods and services to the individuals here. We know that people do travel a good distance to save money, but we don't think that that is something that people should have to do. We know that they should be able to shop in their community, spend the money in their community, and buy the goods and services there. So we understand also that this community, that there is a need there. We look for those opportunities, and we're just really excited that we have this chance to come in and be part of your community. Again, we're announcing the hiring center here. This is 95 full and part-time jobs. We're anticipated to open up the store in January 2014. Obviously, we're opening this up today. We're excited. We have a lot of good applicants coming out here. We're excited to see you here. Also understand that we have other stores opening up in the St. Pete Pinellas County area. We have a super center that's a hiring center opened up in Largo last week. That's 300 positions in Largo. We have another neighborhood market opening up in Clearwater on Belcher and Gulf to Bay. That's going to be another 100 jobs there, 95 to 100. And another hiring center that'll be opening up in about a week or so in Pasadena on Gulfport Boulevard. So what we're looking at here is a total of almost 600 jobs in this community. So what I want everyone to understand is if you don't get the job here, understand there are other opportunities to come and apply and work at Walmart. So we're really excited about that. We're also committed to working and hiring from the local community. We know that people take pride in their community, and that when they have something that they're proud of, they take care of it, they shop there, and they make sure that it's successful. So it's our desire to also be responsible back to the citizens, to our employees, to our associates, and to the community as well. We also have a commitment to hiring veterans. We made a commitment to hiring veterans earlier this year, and we want everyone to know that that commitment still stands and is something that we're looking at for here. Again, the local hiring is a big deal. We know that this community does have a lot of veterans, and we are paying attention to that. One group of folks I want to give a big thanks to is the mayor and all the city officials that helped us get here. Thank you so much. They were on the phone very quickly. When news broke that one of our competitors was leaving, they were on the phone very quickly. They were talking to us. They were telling us all the good things about this community, why this was going to work. And I'll tell you what, they did an amazing job. They worked quickly, efficiently, and got the message out there. So thank you very much. Next, we have the City of St. Petersburg Mayor, Bill Foster.
All right, I'm going to steal a line. It's another great day in the City of St. Petersburg. But this is an incredible story. There were so many pieces to the puzzle after a decision was made to close a grocery store. There were so many partners. We had a landlord. We had a tenant who was still compliant. We had the city of St. Petersburg owning the underlying fee. We had great partners that worked with this puzzle to make sure that today happened. Today is all about this community that we love and call Midtown, and every single person standing on the sidewalk all the way down. Today is about you, because today you're going to go through this application process, and at the end of the rainbow, there will be jobs. And there will be a grocery store that is open to serve the needs of this community. But when I talk about some of the partners in this, and Carl was standing behind a bush. Carl, come here, I got to tell a story. This is my new best friend. I was at a fundraiser for a not-for-profit called Lawyers for Literacy last week. And I met Carl Spady right there, and I said, Carl, what are you doing here? Walmart is committed to the charitable and social work in the city of St. Petersburg. They are committed to raising funds for worthy charities, and the store's not even open. And this store manager was out supporting a not-for-profit, and they're going to continue to do that, and I think that's incredible. So Carl, on behalf of our city, thank you for jumping in. I told Carl, you may have opened a lot of stores, you've never opened one up like this one. And when I think of all the pieces to the puzzle and the partners, former Mayor Rick Baker and the Bill Edwards Group had a lot to do with this, because first of all, Rick Baker was the designer of Tangerine Plaza, and I was on the city council when we worked on this. And so to have partners like that, and another you can clap for Rick, I saw that. And another significant player in this is somebody standing behind the cameras. And when he leaves, I want everybody in line to say thank you to this man. Craig Scheer is here. He did this as a volunteer because he loves St. Petersburg. And so we had great partners in this, the Urban League, and you're going to be introduced to everybody. But Larry Newsom also, he is the landlord. He is committed to the Renaissance, Part 2 of Midtown and of the Deuces. And so Larry, thank you as well.
It's my honor to be here today and bring you greetings on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners. And the current mayor stole the line that I was going to steal from the former mayor. This is a great day in Pinellas County. And it's a great day for a number of reasons. I just want to talk about two. I think one of the measures of progress in your community is how you deal with challenge and adversity. It's easy to throw darts, it's easy to criticize, but it's harder to do the work to get your community back on the right track. I want to thank Mayor Foster. I want to thank Larry Newsom, everyone who's standing behind me, and many folks that you don't even see who were involved in dealing with this challenge. And I certainly want to thank Walmart for investing in this community. You know, the jobs are very important. The products and services are very important. Having fresh fruit and vegetables, nutrition is very important. All those things matter. But I think the other thing that this symbolizes, and folks ask, why was this so important? Why is this retail establishment so important? It symbolizes our vision for our community. And Mayor Baker talked about this a lot. He talked about a seamless St. Petersburg. In Pinellas County, we talk about a progressive Pinellas. Well, we cannot move forward and leave neighborhoods behind. The only way we move forward is if every neighborhood is lifted up. And that's what this project is all about.
You know, we were in sort of a tough time when this previous store closed, because there were a lot of plans for the area, and we need the anchor on the south end of this corridor to turn this corridor around. And so it's very good that, you know, that in 90 days or so we'll have this open, and more importantly, almost 100 new jobs, you know, coming to our community. But I do want to just start at First Avenue South. At First Avenue South, in 22nd Street, there's a building under renovation that an LED light manufacturer is moving in there, and St. Pete College is going to do the training. Come a little couple blocks farther south, there's a brewery that's under construction there. That's going to be a craft brewery. Then of course, obviously you've got the Job Corps, and then in Sylvia's in Manhattan at 9th. The Bray Boys have just renovated 2 buildings. They're going to bring 3 businesses in there. And by the end of the year, the college is going to break ground on 45,000 square feet, and then Walmart. And so the pieces are, the pieces are beginning to come together. And so, but it's critical. Without a grocery store, you can't rebuild neighborhoods. So it's a very big deal. Not just the jobs, but because of the food desert effect and changing that. And so this is an important piece of this, and it's very good to be standing here today and to have this help turn these neighborhoods around. Thank you.
Well, as Mayor Foster said, and as Commissioner Welch said, today is absolutely another great day in St. Petersburg. You know, you can do a lot of things in a city, in a county, in a community to make it better. You do libraries, you do roads, you work on it. But if you don't have jobs in the community, then people can't afford to get a loan to buy a car, and they can't pay their rent, or they can't afford to get a mortgage to buy a house. They might even have trouble paying for the groceries. So jobs are number one, I think, when you're trying to redevelop a community and where you're trying to advance a city. So I am so thankful, first of all, to Walmart. Walmart Grocery is now my grocery store, and I hope it is everybody's grocery store that's watching this today. And I'm thankful for them for having the understanding the vision of where St. Petersburg is going and where Midtown is going specifically to bring him here. Thank you could we give a big round of applause for Walmart? I'd like to thank Mayor Foster. You know, Mayor Foster took some hits when the old grocery store left. That's what you get when you're mayor, by the way. When something bad goes on, it's your fault, right? But he has been working hard along with the team that has been assembled to make this happen, and I'm thankful to Mayor Foster for his leadership in making this happen. And I'm thankful to everybody that's been named, but I'm going to conclude with my hero is Larry Newsom. Larry Newsom is a fellow that you know, you can do a lot of things as a government, but you need the private sector to come forward and also do things. And he has done it time and time and time again in the Midtown community, and he really, along with Walmart, engineered making this happen. So I'm thankful to him and thankful to all of you here. Good luck in the job hunt today.
I am so grateful that when I woke up this morning, it was cloudy, it was raining, but the sun is shining right now on Midtown.
Yes.
And I thank God for that.
Amen.
But I thank God for all of the folk lined up, which proves that folk in this community do want and need jobs. And so I thank Rick Baker for the vision to make this happen, for the vision to make sure that we have a store in this community that will not sell us dented cans and outdated food. Thank God for his vision. And then when this store that was there decided that it no longer wanted to be there, it was Bill Foster that made a phone call to the Urban League and said, we need to meet and figure out how to make something happen in that location. And the first thing we did was we prayed. The second thing we did was call a press conference in front of what is the old Sweet Bay. And one of the things that did happen from that was one of the members of my board of directors of the Urban League, Jeff Worthy, who works for Walmart, got in the car, drove with me down, walked in the store, and talked to the manager. And he said the numbers are right. So, Carl, you're going into a store where they want you here, where you're just not an afterthought. And I thank Walmart. I thank Walmart for having faith in us to do two things. One is to open the store, and two is to offer jobs to folk that live in this community around that store. That's a commitment. And certainly thank all the rest of council and all of the rest of the folk behind me, Councilwoman Renee Flowers, who is on the school board now, who continue to fight on behalf of this community. Let me say this. This is a great day in St. Petersburg. I did not stop shopping at Sweet Bay, and I will shop at Walmart. And Carl, look at this face, because you're going to see me. And all of you folk out there, remember me now. I don't want a discount, but just treat me real nice when I come in the store. God bless you, and thanks, Walmart.
Thank you very much. That's great. Okay, so last person that I can't finish this up without at least acknowledging and all the stuff that he's done. It's the mayor's hero. It's everyone's hero. It's Larry Newsom, developer of Tangerine Plaza.
Good morning. We already know it's a great day in St. Petersburg. I, again, just want to thank all of the people that worked with us to make this happen. Sometimes, you know, over my career, and this happened several times, when things seem to have taken a turn for the worse, I didn't get overly upset because sometimes things need to go in a different direction to prepare you for what's to come. And this is exactly what happened in this particular situation. We lost a good store, but we're getting a better one. And I am so happy that I can stand here and thank Walmart for partnering with us to bring a new grocery store with you. I just know, I feel it in my bones that they're going to be successful for a long period of time. I don't want to leave this mic, though, before I thank Sweet Bay. For two reasons. Number one, because they partnered with us to come and bring this store here in the first place. And number two, because they worked with us to make this transition to Walmart possible. So I want to thank them for their efforts as well. But I know that going forward, this is going to be the anchor. This is going to be the rock that will make this community more successful. They're going to create 95 good jobs. And they're also a part of the new renaissance to 22nd Avenue. They're going to anchor the south side of the street. We have a lot of things going on the north side of 22nd Street. And we're having the Manhattan Casino and Sylvia's Restaurant come back. The school is opening up. There's a lot of things that's going to create a lot of jobs, but it's also going to do something else. It's going to create a lot of hope and a new way to look at 22nd Street, and a way that 22nd Street has not been looked at for probably 30, 40 years. So we're all very happy about that. And lastly, I want to thank the Board of Directors of Urban Development Solutions for working with us on this project, and Urban Development Solutions staff, with a particular shout out to Tamara Felton, because she did a lot of hard work on this project. Thank you.
All right, St. Petersburg, we've heard from a lot of guest speakers, and I would like to thank each and every one of them, especially my new best friend, Bill Foster. We certainly appreciate that. I met him the other night at a function, and he said, you know what, Carl, if you need anything, here is my personal cell phone. You call me. And you know what? And that right there tells you that you have the support of a great mayor in the St. Petersburg area. Second of all, I'd like to thank all these applicants. These are the people out here in line this morning. They're excited about Walmart. They're excited about bringing new jobs into a new area. You know what? They want to have a paycheck so they can save money and live better. You know what? There's a lot of opportunities out there for us to give money to, but it's not all about giving money to. It's about out there working in that community, about showing that community how much we appreciate them. We appreciate them for shopping in our stores, because our customers are the boss. You know, we have CEOs and we have presidents of Walmart, but guess what? Our customer are the one that signs our paycheck each and every day. Right. And we send that message to our customers, and we want to thank them each and every day that they're there in our stores. We are in business because of you. You know, I think a lot of businesses lose focus when it comes to thinking about that customer. We want to make sure we have the right product for our customer, the #1 service out there for our customer, and most of all, we are going to be a great partner in the community here in St. Petersburg. I also like to thank St. Petersburg Public Housing Authority, Ms. Kimberly Adams and her team. I was driving around and I was looking for a hiring center. And I just happened to drive past here, and then she was out here showing it because the place was for sale. And I stopped and I asked her, I says, would you mind if we utilize this building as a hiring center? And she's like, you know, Carl, I will get right on that. And I got a call back within 24 hours stating that we could utilize the building. So thank you again to Ms. Adams and her staff at St. So as you can see, we have quite a few partners in the same area of St. Petersburg, and we just want to extend our gratitude and say thank you very much. And we are certainly appreciative of what you guys have done to make sure that we bring Walmart here. And coming from Walmart, we would like to say that, you know, we will not disappoint you. Each and every day, we will hire these people so that they're able to have a life outside of the community, to make the community better. And thank you again, because some of you guys were here this morning right at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So you know what? Thank you guys for waiting very patiently. We really appreciate that. So let's give a round of applause for our efforts. And there's one other person I'll be thank, my district manager, if we can have a couple words from her, Miss Karen Coop.
Good morning. Good morning. This is an exciting morning. I drove up and just a big grin on my face because it's exciting to be part of this community. I know that Carl and I drove past this property several times, and how can we best serve you? The best way that we can serve you is to listen to you. This is the store of your community. You let us know what we can do to serve you better, and we'll be right on it to make sure that we do that. That's our commitment to you. So let's move on, let's cut this ribbon, and let's start hiring some people.
The neighborhood, you know, to bring jobs, and you know that's easier for us to have a grocery store too on the south side, you know. So I'm excited that it's coming, you know. Even if I don't get the job, at least I can still shop at Walmart, you know.
Oh, it is good. It'll be used a lot. Hopefully, you know, hopefully they won't have a lot of people stealing out of it, so it can stay in the community, because we need that. We really need that store here.
Because right now there's nothing here. They took everything from us, so you know it makes it hard on everybody. You know, so right now bringing it back over here to the neighborhood is good for everybody.
So let me ask you this question: do you like the freezer because it's usually sub-zero? You like cold weather, or do you like it warm? Because stocking can be all sorts of places. So we're gonna put you in the right place. We need to make sure that you feel good with wearing a jacket in the ice cream freezers. Yeah? If you can do that, or overnights, what would make you feel really cool about what you want to do?
Probably overnight stocking, where I can just be alone and work at home.
So you like to work independently?
Welcome and cheers. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Sophia Sorolis. I'm with the Economic Development Department and the Greenhouse. I wish I was with Green Bench today, but Greenhouse is our business assistance center that we're partnering with the Chamber on, and we invite you to come over and check the things we have going out there. I really want to congratulate Nathan and Steve today. We met them in economic development over 3 years ago, and at that point they had an incredible business plan. One of the problems was that the zoning in the city wasn't going to allow for what they were trying to do, so they worked very hard with our planning and development services people to rewrite the city codes to allow microbreweries, breweries, and tasting rooms. And we've been successful. I think when everything's constructed, we're going to have 5 microbreweries. So this is one of our emerging clusters here in St. Petersburg. It's been a labor of love, and with their brewmaster, Chris Johnson, it looks definitely like they've come up with a total right recipe for what's needed here in St. Petersburg. So I want to wish them all the luck in the world. And now I'd like to introduce you to our chief brewmaster at the city of St. Petersburg. That would be Mayor Bill Foster.
Well, this is a great day. I've been called a lot of things. But I guess it is kind of like making beer. You just mix and taste and test, and then at the end you have a wonderful product that people can get behind. Thank you all for being here, and what an honor with Nathan and Steve. A dream come true, and I've known Nathan a long time, and he has a day job, as I hear, but he spends a lot of time here with his family, and what an incredible reuse. And I understand this used to be an automotive garage. So we took this thing that was full of grease and stuff and converted this into something that's incredible, something that will bring a lot of people downtown. This really is a destination spot. So congratulations to the owners, and there are some other investors here. I don't know that they want to be named, but certainly a lot of people getting behind this. And I was talking to Chris Johnson, the brewmaster, and I kind of equated his job to that of a professional golfer. I mean, people love to play golf. Some people are good enough to get paid. And I know a lot of people that love beer. I've never been paid for making or drinking beer, but Chris is the brewmaster, and he has honed his craft and is now doing it on a big scale. So to Chris, thank you. He did offer an opportunity for me to make a mayor's recipe. So I will be back in the warehouse some night experimenting on various flavors. We'll see how I do. Maybe we won't make a big batch. We'll do a pilot batch and see how we like it, and then we'll open it up to the public. But what an incredible day, and just a beautiful building, a great reuse. They're gonna employ 25 people. This is 25 jobs. So it's still a small business, and we support our small businesses, but it is growing, and something that we're going to see a lot more as a trend in the city of St. Petersburg, and the affiliation, the connectability to Central Avenue, and the connectability to the Edge, the connectability as we continue to go out to 16th. As we have the museum, the gallery, the arts walks, and things like that, you're going to see a great synergy, this connectability, and people are going to come here and want to kind of rehydrate. And so thank you for making this dream come true for the city of St. Petersburg. I'll recognize some council members that are here. The chief just walked in. The chair of the city council, Carl Nurse, is here. Please welcome him. The vice chair and beer aficionado is here, Bill Dudley. I see Councilmember Jeff Danner is here. And I think that's it. Actually, Jeff Danner is a beer aficionado as well. So yeah, wonderful opportunity to the city staff, to all of those in construction and permitting, zoning, and Echo Dev and the greenhouse. Thank you for all that you've done to support this business, to make sure that we, again, remove impediments and that we get them their CO, that we get them to open their business, to do trade, to employ people. That's what it's all about. So to the city staff, thank you. Nathan and Steve, congratulations. And I'll turn the microphone over to you. The owner.
Steve, come on up here, man. We just wanted to take a couple minutes to thank everyone and explain a little bit more about what our vision has been from the very beginning and what it continues to be today. This is a project that Stephen and I have put more hours into than we could possibly explain here today. This is something that we've dreamed about for a long time, And it's something that is unbelievable to see come to fruition like it has. The community has been so supportive, and we're so appreciative of that. And I look around this room and see so many people who we've known for years. Some of you we've just met, but you've all helped us in one way or another, and we're thankful for what you've done. But we've gone through many ups and downs to get here. Stephen and I were both born and raised in St. Petersburg, and we love this city. It's one of the reasons we wanted to do this here, even when zoning didn't have the right language that allowed us to do this here. It was important for us that this be in the city of St. Petersburg limits, and we wanted to bring something new and different and vibrant to this area that we know will continue to grow over the next 30, 40, and 50 years. So what we created was the city's very first microbrewery. Chris, our brewer, is actually going to give you guys a tour of the facility a little bit later. What most people don't realize is that this is the tasting room, and this is where everybody can sample our beer, but this is also a manufacturing facility. It's much more complex than just serving beer to the consumer. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes as well, so I'm excited for you guys to get a chance to see that today. But what was most important for Stephen and I was to make something that the city could be proud of, where tourists would want to come and visit each and every time they came to town. We want a place where people feel that they have to come see it before they leave. This is something they need to do before they leave. It also is going to employ many people over the years. As Mayor Foster said, we will have 20 to 25 employees soon over the next couple years. If you look across the bay at Cigar City Brewing in Tampa, which really started this whole revolution here in the Tampa Bay area, they're upwards of 60 or 70 employees now. They've been around for 5 years. So we do want to create jobs. We want to bring jobs here, but we also want to have a place that people enjoy coming to. We wanted a place where families could hang out and bring their kids and play out in the beer garden. And we think that we've done all that and hopefully more, but we have a long way to go. This is just the beginning. There's so much more that we have to improve on and make better. There's much more beer to come. This is just the very beginning and the initial offerings. We will almost always have about 15 different beers that we make in-house to try here, and they're always going to be changing. So for the first few months, it doesn't get quite to that level yet, but we'll get there soon. But I want to hand it over to Steve. He has a lot of people to thank, and I just wanted to thank you all for coming and for supporting us. And it's a great thing, I think, for the city of St. Petersburg, and we couldn't be happier to have done it here. Thanks.
Thank you, Nathan and Mayor Foster. I do want to spend special attention on the city staff that I worked with on this project. When we initially decided that we wanted a brewery in St. Pete, the first conversation was down with permitting, and it was pretty much a no-go. And so it's just the combination of manufacturing and a restaurant bar under the same roof is very difficult for any municipality to have. And so we went further to economic development and to zoning, and the staff there was so impressed with what we wanted to do and how it would benefit the city. We actually took a field trip over to Cigar City to give a better example of what we were trying to do. And from there, it was just a matter of getting everybody gathered around the idea of a great brewery and brewing in St. Pete. Selfishly, we wanted our brewery to get up and running first, but what we were able to do is write a code for all breweries, not just our needs. It was the brew pubs, microbreweries, regional breweries, and carve areas of our city out that best suits those types of businesses. So as we've seen the incorporation of those new zoning laws come into place, more breweries now are starting to come to the area. That only pleases us even more. Nothing does us better service to the community than better beer in our community. So I think it was important that the city staff, permitting, zoning, economic, everyone involved with getting those our own laws changed was paramount. I tell a lot of people how great the city is to work with, and this is proof of it. So I also want to, I also want to thank some of our local artists and contractors that worked on this job. Most of these guys didn't get great pay out of this project. You know, it was also a showcase for them as well. Epic Artists in Concrete did a fabulous job on our concrete bar. We got some hex blocks donated to us. Outdoors, we have great murals and art done, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple. Cutoffs did our wood wall. Cutoffs is here in St. Pete as well. So those are kind of our idea was to keep it very local, and every contractor was hired out of this area, and all the work done was done here locally. So, and then also special thanks to my parents and family. Obviously, it's not easy what I just did with the build of this place. So, very supportive and very helpful. Couldn't have done it without them. So, thank you guys very much.
As a whole, Florida is sort of an uneducated beer market. There's not too many people that understand good beer or know the difference between good or bad beer. So a lot of times there's a lot of drinkers in Florida who will drink beers that aren't good and assume that they are good and don't like things that are good, but if you take it anywhere else in the world, you'll see that's completely wrong. So what we're trying to do is essentially bring beer education to the state, starting in St. Petersburg. We want the drinkers here to know what's good beer, to know what's bad beer, to understand how beer is made and what makes good beer and what makes local great. And so that's really our goal is to kind of make beers that we love drinking, that we know are good, and then over time the consumers will sort of begin to learn. So
what's special about this is local business, local people that grew up here in St. Petersburg and their love for this community, and they have taken this old garage and really built it into something really nice. And
the exciting thing about this is that this is an industry that's growing at 7 times the rate of the economy as a whole. And so we were happy to change the ordinance to allow this. There are a number of other breweries coming into town, and so it'll be good for our city. It could create good manufacturing jobs and also create some tourism, and it's kind of an exciting thing to do. So welcome.
We're celebrating science at the 3rd annual St. Petersburg Science Festival held in conjunction with Marine Quest. Our goal here is to celebrate science in St. Petersburg much like we celebrate arts, sports, and music, to elevate science amongst the consciousness of our citizens and provide them an opportunity to understand how science is relevant in our everyday lives. We also want to encourage students, both traditional and non-traditional students, to pursue a career in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Science is really, really amazing. Whether you're interested in chemistry or biology or physics or the stars or geology, there are so many different fields that you can get excited about. I personally am a scientist. I couldn't be happier doing anything else. What's great about the St. Pete Science Fest, you can come, you can experience all these different types of science, find something that you're really, really interested in.
Especially at this age, it's better to get as much knowledge as you can. So when you grow up, if you want to be like a certain kind of scientist, like a geologist or an archaeologist, you already know this stuff.
What is the name of the largest ocean on Earth?
Pacific Ocean.
Nice, Pacific Ocean, correct.
So we have a bad climate and we have bad soils, but at the Peace Bats Project, we won't let that stop us. We want to put schoolyard gardens in schoolyards, so we make our own soil. What's it called?
Hugo culture.
Hugo, oh, what an idea. Hugo culture.
It's a fun way to learn. Like instead of sitting in a classroom and just reading a book, you put hands-on stuff, activity.
Yeah, and when you have something more fun, you grasp it more.
This presentation has to do with supply and demand. Our resource, our drinking water, which is also called potable water, that as our resource. How we get it to St. Petersburg, a city of 250,000 people, which is a rather large demand. So we have to keep our system balanced with a system of pumps and elevation. And we want to show the kids when they turn on their tap in St. Petersburg where the water comes from.
Artifacts.
Artifacts, that's it. That's what we study. We study artifacts. And artifacts are things that people made and that they left behind a long time ago.
We're here today just talking about archaeological science and different ways that we study artifacts, things that people left thousands, hundreds of years ago. And we want to inform the kids of all the things that we can learn about people through studying these artifacts and different ways that we do study the artifacts through chemical analysis, different ways to figure out source material, so kind of identifying the different materials that were part of the artifacts and identifying where they may have been extracted from or made at.
Well, for our kids, they're not really exposed to a lot as far as science in the community. We do a lot of in-class experiments and a lot of in-class discussion, but it's important for us to get out and actually see hands-on science things like STEM fair we're doing right now. We're coming up, and our kids are not really abreast to actually what's going on around them as far as science is concerned. So we really felt it was necessary. This is our second day here to come in and give them a perspective and see other kids around from different schools.
Well, what we did today was talked about science and Earth and planets, and I was learning about different animals, species, and all of that stuff. And I think it's important to know about this stuff because if we don't learn about our planets and living things, then we won't know what's happening around us. I want to be a scientist when I grow up.
This is the 20th anniversary Pops in the Park fall concert at our beautiful waterfront Benoit Park in downtown St. Pete. A big thank you, as always, goes out first and foremost to Helen Torres and the Helen Torres Foundation. Helen was the one that established the Benoit Park concert and made that 20-year commitment to sponsor this amazing event. 20 years is a long time, and we are very grateful for your dedication, Helen. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming out. They asked me to say a couple of words. I'm actually one of the musicians that's been here the entire 20 years that Helen has been sponsoring this park concert. and I joined when I was 10. But it's become one of my favorite events. You see the sea of people, it's really great. Musicians love it. I remember when we started at Straw Park, and then we grew too big for that. And we've gone from less than a couple thousand people to certainly more than 15,000. In fact, one of my friends who's a percussionist in another orchestra, which will remain unnamed, was bragging to me about what a great park concert they had down there last year, where they had about 3,000 people there. So I was on this stage and took a picture of you guys last year, sent it to him and said, this is what a real park concert looks like. So, of course we have Helen Torres to thank for that and her 20 years of patronage, and I'd like to bring her up to the stage right now. Help me please welcome Helen Torres.
Giving me a baton, so watch out. I want to thank you all for coming and sticking by me for 20 years. And it's been a pleasure, and I'm so glad we're all together again. And I want to thank the orchestra, they are fabulous. They have been here for more than 20 years. Thank you. Some of these musicians have been here 30 years, and we're so lucky to have them. 20 years is where we are, and we have a tradition of 15,000 people as of last year, and looking at you all, it looks like it's going to be 18,000, which is wonderful. And the baton is going to be passed over to Mr. Haverty and his wonderful group and offices, and that'll be just smooth going on. About 4 years ago, we were sitting at a big table and counting the money that we had collected. And at the table was Anne Marie Stephenson. She's out here somewhere. She said to Julie Feely, who is her partner, counting this money, all this paper and all of this money, she said we should put it in a bucket. And that's when the Bucket Brigade arrived. They decided to make this collection the Bucket Brigade. It comes in for just for 15 minutes during intermission, and that's when you're going to match the 2020. 20 years, $20. Does that sound good? Think of what you pay at the movies. And this is so much better for the whole family. Anyway, watch out for the Bucket Brigade. They'll be here. And I thank you very much. And
Thank you, Helen. And it's my honor to introduce the mayor of the city of St. Petersburg, Bill Foster.
Good evening. Welcome to the most amazing waterfront park anywhere in the state of Florida. You are in for a treat because the Florida Orchestra has incredible artists, and this is what makes St. Petersburg truly the #1 arts and cultural destination anywhere in the country for cities under 500,000. And it's the folks sitting behind me that are all a part of that, making it possible. So tonight, you are in for a treat. It's about the Florida Orchestra, but it's also about an incredible lady by the name of Helen Torres, who 20 years ago, now I was a baby. Don't laugh. But 20 years ago, Helen had this vision of bringing the Florida Orchestra to this beautiful park. And for 20 years consecutively, it was her vision to make sure that everyone in the city was exposed to the Florida Orchestra. And yes, there is a baton passing, but before she gets off the stage, I have a couple of things that I'd like to present to Helen from you. The first one is a proclamation of the city of St. Petersburg Whereas Helen Torres shares an immense passion for improving the community in which she lives. And whereas Helen Torres continues her father's belief that a city without an orchestra is unimaginable. And whereas Helen Torres' commitment to the community is most evident in her 20-year commitment to sponsor the Florida Orchestra's annual park concert, growing audiences from 1,200 in 1993 to 15,000 in 2013. And whereas Helen Torres has worked tirelessly to bring arts to our community through her support of the Florida Opera, Opera Tampa, and the Florida Orchestra. And whereas the City of St. Petersburg would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to Helen for her tremendous contribution to our community. Now therefore, I, Bill Foster, Mayor of the City of St. Petersburg, do hereby proclaim Saturday, October 19, 2013, as Helen Torres Day in the City of St. Petersburg. There's another line. And I urge all citizens to join with me in expressing appreciation to Helen Torres for her unending commitment and dedication to our community. Once again, please give it up for Helen. She said, you're making tears come to her eyes. I'm also going to present to Helen a key to the city, and it's one of the big ones so you can see it in the back, recognizing her 20-year commitment to the arts and to you. This is her love letter to the people of the City of St. Petersburg. So she has a key to the city. It'll open up every door and every heart in Tampa Bay. And now it's an honor as we pass the baton to introduce St. Petersburg to an incredible man and an incredible organization. This will become the sponsor will be Ashley Furniture. Now, something you probably don't know about Ashley Furniture, it is the world's largest manufacturer of furniture and the nation's largest retailer of furniture. And we are blessed to have one of the co-owners and the founder of Ashley Furniture, who lives in the City of St. Petersburg. He has agreed to make a 4-year commitment, and we're going to make sure that Helen's commitment continues on. His name is Ron Wanek, and he is here tonight. Please welcome Ron.
Thank you, Mayor. Helen, what a wonderful job you have done, and we're looking forward to the next 4 years. Fabulous job, fabulous orchestra. You're all great people, and we love hearing the great music you put out, and a wonderful job. And anyway, thank you so much, Mayor. Helen.